Joining us now for reaction, House Border Security Caucus co-chair, Texas Congressman Brian Babin. Congressman, thank you very much for coming. I mean, it's extraordinary what has been happening here, and I love the fact that we're not letting up now that we've had such success. But just to put a fine point on it, that's, by the way, a picture of our DHS secretary on the screen right now arriving in Mexico City. She's doing the diplomatic part. But along the border, what is happening is extraordinary. I want to put up some numbers if I can. Yesterday at the southern border, there were 254 encounters with the Border Patrol. A year ago, that number was over 4,000. I mean, it really is extraordinary, and it puts a lie to this Democratic talk during the Biden administration that in order to close the border, you'd have to have a special immigration bill. We haven't had an immigration bill. We just had a change in president.
Absolutely, David. Great to be with you, as always. Isn't it amazing what happens when you have a real leader, somebody that wants to live up to their oath of office and enforce the laws of the United States of America? It is a new day down at the border. Never has Border Patrol have such high morale. The recruitment is skyrocketing, and we're just crushing illegal immigration, quite frankly. Under President Trump, border crossings, they dropped 85% just in the first 10 days, David. And, it's just kind of incredible. We're strengthening our national security. He declared a national emergency, deployed military forces down there, shut down dangerous policies like catch and release and a bunch of stuff like that, and opened up Guantanamo and worked a deal with El Salvador. Yeah. And so my advice to a lot of these criminal aliens out there, especially these gang members, hey, self-deport, get yourself out of here quickly before you wind up in a prison in El Salvador or in Guantanamo Bay.
Well, the word is definitely getting out. The word is getting out, not only here, but overseas as well, not to come in here. This is not where even the worst gang members don't want to end up in that prison in El Salvador. But you have to deal with these judges out there who are trying to stop the president from doing that anymore and really tie his hands in dealing with the crisis that he's been able to deal with so well. What are you going to do with that? And how soon before we get these lower court decisions up to the Supreme Court?
Well, it's disgraceful when we see that these federal judges who are over a district in some portion of their state can actually shut down national security executive orders by the president of the United States. That's not the way it's supposed to be. The administration is going to appeal this all the way to the Supreme Court. There's a number of us who have introduced impeachment articles against these federal judges. But we also have, I think, better than that. We have a bill that we're going to offer. This is my colleague and friend Darrell Iss's bill. He's from California, to hold these judges accountable and stop this nonsense. This was never the intention of our founding fathers to allow the inferior court system, which was really created by the Congress themselves, not the Constitution. And we created the inferior court system. We can uncreate it. So we can get a little handle on some of these district judges that absolutely are activists, do not obey their mission and function in with the Constitution of interpreting the law. They're simply not doing what their mission is. Well, Congressman,
you talked about Darrell Issa. We had him on earlier in the week to talk about his bill. You got a bill of your own dealing with birthright citizenship. Some people say it's in the Constitution. You can't change it, but you've got a bill that works to change it. You can explain how.
Absolutely. This does not change the Constitution. What this bill, in fact, let me say this the first thing I want to say. This bill and the executive order of the president and my bill will not get rid of birthright citizenship. All it's going to do is to clarify it. It's going to clarify who gets birthright citizenship. And it is not illegal aliens. The 14th Amendment that was passed in 1868 to make citizens out of the children of freed slaves in no way was this ever intended for people to come in illegally and have anchor babies and bring their entire families in. But my bill would clarify what it would take to get birthright citizenship. One parent of a baby has to be, number one, a U.S. citizen or national, or number two, a lawful permanent resident, or finally, number three, a lawful immigrant serving in the U.S. military forces.
Gotcha. Well, that last one hits home for me because we had an immigrant in our family who became a U.S. citizen over in Afghanistan. He was a Marine, and he's still a fine former Marine. We appreciate you coming in, Congressman. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for being here.
You too, David. God bless.
Absolutely.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Thank you.